Who do you believe? Michael Moore or Reggie Wright Jr.? Michael Moore said he heard got him. After that, don't say nothing over the radio. Did that happen inside of the club amongst loud music like Reggie Wright claims? Or did it happen while they were standing outside and getting ready to get into the car like Michael Moore claimed? Let's get into some of this straight game.
Yeah. Blackjack. Life is like a game of cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and tell a friend. And like I always say, if this is your first time watching the channel and you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, do me a favor and hit the bell notification right below this video. I'm going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some great information today that I want you to really sit down and think about. The information that I'm about to give to you right now, I don't have a belief or disbelief. I'm totally unbiased. But when I see somebody make a statement in regards to something, and I can go and hear the statement in regards to what that person is talking about from somebody else, then I go listen to that other person's statement also. So you kind of get both sides of the story, correct? Right, that's what you should always do. So I'm gonna give you the situation in Vegas. Reggie Wright Jr. Recently did a video, and the video was regarding the statement that the security guy, Michael Moore, allegedly heard somebody say over Reggie Wright's radio, right? And Michael Moore specifically said basically what he had heard, right? And if you look at this video right here, I'm gonna go backwards, then I'm gonna go forward. Okay. If you look at this video right here, from 46 minutes, 29 seconds to 46 minutes and 39 seconds, you will hear Michael Moore heard what he said. He said that the individual who said this, they were saying this on the radio that he heard while Reggie Wright and him was getting into the car and going to the hospital, to see Tupac or find out what's going on in regards to Tupac, right? You can clearly hear him say, as me and Mr. Wright were about to get into the car, I heard somebody come over the radio and also say, don't say nothing over the radio, right? And if you look at this other part of the video, from 44 minutes, 28 seconds to approximately 44 minutes and 36 seconds, you will hear Mr. Moore talk about him hearing the actual statement over the radio, basically saying, got him, right? Right. So now, in a succession of words, or in how Michael Moore explained that, he basically saying he heard these things, basically one after the other, if you will, right? And what he said is that they were getting inside the car, and he heard one thing, and then shortly after that, he heard somebody come over the radio and said, he heard him say, got him. Then he heard somebody come over the radio shortly after that and say, don't say nothing over the radio, right? Now, that's a fact. You just listen to that, right? Okay. So now, Reggie Wright did a video in regards to dealing with this situation. Now, and I don't know what the got him meant. I don't know why somebody would say got him. I don't know why somebody would come over the radio and say, don't say nothing over the radio. But it could be believed and taken from the fact of what happened, that somebody was saying got him in reference to Tupac being shot. And somebody was communicating with Reggie over his radio. Now, in this video right here, if you go to Reggie Wright, basically, if you go to 28 seconds, 0.28 seconds to approximately 2 minutes and 50 seconds in this video, you're going to hear Reggie Wright explain that they were in a nightclub when this happened, right? He's also going to use Gene Deal's interview from the Art of Dialogue to try to explain to us that when someone is in a nightclub, these two situations, Gene Deal being at the nightclub over in, Peterson Automotive Museum when Biggie got shot, has nothing to do with the night that Tupac got shot in Vegas. But Reggie Wright wants to use this video to try to convince you that the same thing was going on in Las Vegas at Club 662, music blaring real loud and all of that, was the same thing that was going on. Two things. The Peterson Automotive, the music was blaring. Use Gene Deal's Art of Dialogue interview to explain the fact that you couldn't hear nothing, right? But we know for a fact, right, that Michael Moore said that they were getting into the car. They were not inside the club when he heard that, right? He said where they were. He said we were at Club 662. He didn't say we were inside, but then he specifically said, when me and Mr. Wright was getting into the car, then somebody else came over the radio, and it happened basically simultaneously. They got him, and don't say nothing over the radio, right? Right. Also in this Reggie Wright interview, he tries to explain the fact that the Nextel phones that were available at that particular time did not do what Michael Moore said happened. And that's not true. That's not accurate. And I'm going to point you to this part in the video, basically in the Michael Moore video at 47 minutes and 35 seconds to approximately 48 minutes and 35 seconds, where the people from Sprint Nextel explain that they didn't have a group conversation, or the phone wasn't available to do the group conversation, but it could do a direct one-on-one conversation as far as the features that they had available at that particular time. And so what Reggie was alleging that the phones didn't do it at that particular time, what he said in his video, simply would not be true. According to not me, not Michael Moore, not nobody else. I'm just looking at the evidence in the interview as it presents itself. According to the man at Sprint Nextel, he said, yes, you could do a person-to-person conversation, right? But not a group one, right? So whoever had that, if they had your number, they could talk to you and say, yo, got him. You know what I mean? And that's what basically Michael Moore was speaking on from that perspective, right? So now, Michael Moore also said, if you look at the video, from 47 minutes and 13 seconds to 47 minutes and 36 seconds, in which Reggie Wright basically says that in his video, that he alleges that somebody had said, or people had said that it was no. Michael Moore said it, and here is where he said it at that particular point in the video. 47 minutes, 13 seconds, and 47 minutes and 36 seconds, Michael Moore said it did not sound like somebody who was a part of the regular death row or homeboy security. It sounded like a Caucasian voice, right? Michael Moore said that. Did nobody else say that? It wasn't other people like Reggie tried to make it seem like it was these other people who said this that they didn't know what they were doing. It was the guy who worked for you, Mr. Wright, right? So now, I'm not saying that this means anything spectacular. This means that, it was this thing going on. I'm looking at the actual statements. Reggie Wright's statement and Michael Moore's statement. And Michael Moore, basically what he said was, like I said once again, Reggie Wright tried to place this situation inside the club with blaring loud music and all of these other things, when we know for a fact that Club 662 hadn't even really started yet. Tupac and them hadn't even reached the club yet from that perspective. I don't know if it was a DJ playing already. I don't know none of those things because I wasn't there for that. But I'm saying from the perspective in which Michael Moore said, we were getting into the car, right, on our way to the hospital when he heard these statements. And Reggie Wright tried to use Gene Deal's video to basically exonerate himself, and then goes into the fact that, oh, if you're going to listen to this, if it is true, but I know it ain't, I'm not even going to say that if it is true. Because if I know I didn't hear it, I just didn't hear it. You know what I mean? But Michael Moore said what he heard. Now, the question I have for you is, who do you believe? Who do you believe in this instance? Reggie Wright explaining now that it was inside the club, as if we don't have Michael Moore's actual interview that we can go to with him actually saying, no, it was basically when we were outside the club getting ready to get into the car, right? Facts, right? You can listen to it. He says it. Okay. Now, so my question is, why would Reggie Wright try to place the conversation somewhere else? Not saying that the conversation didn't happen or somebody didn't come over the radio and say it, but trying to place the conversation in the nightclub amongst loud music, where if it was said, he's basically saying that Michael Moore wouldn't have been able to hear it. When we know clearly, based on what Michael Moore said, that incident happened when they were about to get into the car to go to the hospital. You understand what I'm saying? And so I have one more thing for you, and I need you to really, really check this out. Like I said, because people are trying to change the narrative and the facts based on you not knowing or not having all of the information. I want you to go to in this video right here. I want you to go to 28 minutes and 16 seconds to approximately 29 minutes and 38 seconds. And you will hear Michael Moore say that night in Vegas, Tupac thought that Michael Moore was going to be on him. And Tupac got upset that night and basically told and said it in the lobby. Tupac said, I'm paying for this shit. I'm paying for this shit. Where I say you go, that's where you go. Because I'm paying for this shit. Right? Now, once again, this goes into the fact that, once again, Reggie Wright received this letter right here. That's why he pulled Michael Moore off of Tupac. Right? And he was trying. Michael Moore even said it. He said, Michael Moore said the reason why he was trying to pull me off of Tupac is because I was the only one that wouldn't relinquish my weapon. And I kept my gun on me from the time that I arrived in Vegas until the time that I left. Right? This is Michael Moore's words, not mine. So now, if Michael Moore is gathering all of this information, not really knowing what's going on, because he's really not knowing what's going on from the perspective of why Tupac is saying what he's saying. And then he says that Tupac tells Frank to get in charge and get in contact with Reggie and the whole 9 yards, right? But Reggie still insisted that Michael Moore go to Club 662. Like I said, you have people who believe conspiracy theories and all of these other things. But I choose to take the facts, the statement of facts, right? What Michael Moore said, what Reggie Wright just said in the video that he made in regards to that, which would be inaccurate and not true, in accordance with what Michael Moore said and with the conversation that he heard come over that radio actually took place. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So, for the people, the intelligent minds, right? And like I said, to use Gene Deal's video in reference to that, that's totally irrelevant. That Gene Deal video there's a whole two different places, two different times. And like I said, we don't believe, I wouldn't say that we don't believe Gene Deal, but as to what Gene Deal observed in the Peterson Automotive Museum versus what Reggie Wright observed or alleges that happened supposedly inside of the club, right? Two different places, two different times. Have nothing to do with each other. But that's a part of the manipulation campaign, right? To get you to think certain things, right? If you do not have the facts in order to be able to decipher what's true and what's a lie, right? So now you have it. And it's up to you to figure out who you believe. Me personally, I believe Michael Moore. I believe Michael Moore. And the reason why I believe Michael Moore is because of the fact that I just pointed out the fact that Reggie Wright Jr. lied on Yaki Gaddafi's mom and basically stating that she got fired. Tupac fired her sometime in April of 1996, and that didn't happen. And then he had the audacity to come on there and basically say, when he was making some kind of fake apology to Yasmin, right, that he did not say that she was fired. And I found that video, and I put those videos right next to you. You can go down and look at the rest of my videos, and you'll see that he said it. So if you would lie about something as petty and trivial as that, it ain't no telling what you lie about. And so therefore, when I examine both sides of these videos, I choose to believe Michael Moore. Not saying that it had anything sinister to do with Tupac, but this is what Michael Moore said that he heard. Not what, the people and your subscribers came up with some theory. No. Or my subscribers came up with some theory. No. This is what Michael Moore, one of Right Way security officers, actually said that happened. And then Reggie Wright comes and makes a video in 2022, March of 2022, basically trying to place the conversation or what Michael Moore said that he heard. He's trying to place that inside the club amongst loud music, and where Michael Moore wouldn't have been able to hear that. When Michael Moore clearly said that they were outside the club, ready to get into the car, going to the hospital. And it happened simultaneously. Your boy DELRAY, straight gang.